Well, that was interesting. I don't think that the live took the first time, so I am jumping on here to see if I can get it to go. There it goes. That's better. I've had some spotty internet. In fact, my daughter is home from school. She is all done with 10th grade as of last Friday. So she and a friend were over today, and they were both streaming, and my husband was working, and I was working, and I was trying to watch a training that I took, and it kept cutting out. So I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a tough time when it comes to Facebook Live today. And then I got on, and there was nobody here. So I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And I had to jump off. So I'm glad that I found me, and I'm glad that you found me. So thanks for joining me today. Hi, Margaret. Oh, you guys are the best. Okay. So, yeah. So my daughter's home from school. Yeah. And she graduated. She got like a whole bunch of awards from her school, and it was so sweet. The last day she came home with a stack of papers like this thick with little awards that she got from her teacher, excellence in a couple of courses. Of course, the funny thing is the thing she wants to do, which is math, is the one where she didn't get any awards. She got awards in everything else, English and Spanish, and yeah, so funny. But today I was thinking that we could play with a new sweet that I kind of caught out of my side eye. It's called Art in Bloom, and I know this is going to be backwards for words, but you see the flowers? This is a pretty cool set. So what I did originally was I cut out this thing on shimmery, you know that shimmery in color paper? It's like a vellum. And so I stamped it with Stays On, and I didn't like it. So then I stamped it with Memento Black, and I loved it, but it didn't dry because this is vellum. So while it was wet, I poured some black embossing powder on it and embossed it. And then I put it in my die cutting machine, and we're going to do some of that today, but I want to show you what happens. So this is a new hybrid system, and it was intriguing to me. I didn't see any videos or any training on it beforehand, and I caught it somewhere. I forget where I saw it, but the embossing folder is set up so that the die sits inside. Here, let me see if I can do it. You know, because I'm live, it won't happen. Get all befuddled. It's a thing, as my daughter would say. Oh, maybe it goes on this side. Hang on. I know it fits because I did this. It's the coolest thing ever, actually. Once you line it up, oh yeah, it's this side. Once you line it up and it locks in, it actually sits in there really nice. So you see me trying to move it back and forth, and it's just nice and flat in there, and it's locked in. Well, then when you close the embossing folder, you roll this through with the 3D embossing plate. So it's the new specialty plate, or if you have the old Big Shot, it's the blue plate that you run this through with, and booyah, absolute money. Okay, so what it does then is it takes these, and it takes my purple flowers that I stamped and then heat embossed, and it die cuts and embosses them at the same time. So I haven't designed anything with it yet, except that I cut out these pretty purple flowers. And then I kind of went on a hunt because I wanted to see if any of these other dies fit the embossing folder, because it would seem that some of the leaves should fit, and I tried every which way, and I couldn't get the leaves to fit. So if you know that they fit, please message me, because I tried like lining them up every which way, and I couldn't get it to go. Let me see if I can. My computer just timed out. So like I went all the way around with both leaves, and they just didn't kind of go. But it's fine. This one is money. And when you stick it in there, you only have to run it through one time, and you get the die cut and stamped thing all at once. So I suppose, looking at it now, there's a flat flower, and if I were gonna try and line it up easily, I would look for the flat side of that flower and line that side up maybe. Or maybe not. Yeah, there it is. So then it just fits right into place. So funny. All right. So then I started looking at some of our designer papers, and I thought, well, something has to match this. And I went to that designer paper we played with a couple of weeks before I left. It is the Host Set one. And I found this pattern. Booyah. But it is not the same. Oh, see, Facebook's having problems with me. It's not the same. Call Stampin' Up, they'll tell you. No, I really don't think that there is any leaf that matches Kathleen. I'm pretty sure there isn't, but it's okay. So this pattern is the same flower. I was pretty impressed, okay? But you can see that they are definitely not the same size. So the die doesn't cut out the designer paper, but it does coordinate. So you're with me so far, right? So that's where we get to the on the fly piece, because I thought today that I could show you a little bit about how I play with stuff. My friend Cheryl asked me to cover when I would use the Stamparatus, and you like my little minions? That's how I use my Stamparatus. I put these guys on the magnet, and this is duct tape, so that it doesn't, I don't have a problem picking it up, and you don't want the magnets to touch. So I actually usually I have two Stamparati. I usually keep one magnet on each Stamparatus, and I just use one when I'm working with it. So this is my one magnet. And then I bought these sheets, which come on a pad from Stampin' Up, and I slide it in when I'm using the mat. You use the mat when you're using photopolymer stamps, the ones you can see through. Well, you can sort of see through this one. It's got stays on all over it. But if you're using the red rubber, you take the mat away, and then the print is on here. But if you're using the black mat, well, then now you don't have your measurements. So I slip it on over that mat, and now I've got measurements again. So we'll start there, and I'm going to flip the camera, and we'll talk about this bundle. I don't even know if we'll make a card, but we'll try, okay? And I'm going to need some help too, because I got black and white picked out, and I did cut those purple flowers, but I didn't pick any other colors to play with. All right. So I need to go back and refresh my screen in the hopes that I'll be able to see your comments, because my video is not... Whoop, it's playing again. Okay. Oh, Lori, I'm so glad that you got your first box today. Lori is in my team under my good friend Denise. Oh, I'm like rolling on a river. I'm a little sideways. I'm gonna fix that. Hopefully this is better. Okay. And I got my embossing machine. I'll put this on the floor for a second. So here we got the stamp set. And the main framelit that does fit the die, and then these other pieces, which, like I said, I've tried both of them every which way, and they don't fit the die. They do fit the stamp set from what I've seen, so that's good. So I'm going to take this template that I made, and I had stick it, whatever, this way, so that I could figure out where to put my stamp set. And actually, this isn't right anymore, so we'll just take this off. Maybe I had it going the other way or whatever. But I'm gonna pull the stamp right off this, and then we'll reposition it. So this is the way that I'm gonna stamp my image when we go for it. And I want to make sure, actually I want to see what the measurement of this paper is. It is 4 1/8 by, so I get I got weird math going on. Maybe I should just start with I'll start over. Okay. I have 2 pieces here, and these are cut. We'll start from scratch. This is cut 5 1/4 by 4, I believe. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll put my little mat down. And actually, before I even do that, I need to stick it in my Stamparatus, in my, what do you call it? Boy, I'm getting all jammed up. Where's my die? There it is. So like I was saying before, oh, this might be easier to see on the dark color. I hope you're seeing this okay. We're going to line the die up inside the folder, okay? And then I'm going to lay this down on the line. And you might say, where's the line? On this line, the line that shows up on the embossing folder. Oh, and it's not quite right, so I'm going to adjust. Because then, as long as I do the same thing every time, it's going to line up with my Stamparatus too. Put that on top so that it doesn't open up on me. And I'll bring in my cutter. And I need to get my specialty plate. The first one I'm putting my hands on is the blue one. And this is the old specialty plate, but the new one that comes with the machine works too. I just didn't see it on my first pass, and I'm live, so I don't want to take your time if I don't have to. So I am going to put my plate down, and I have to refresh my screen again because I'm not seeing your comments. This is so special. And I'm going to run it through all at once. Okay, so that's the first swipe. Okay. So we're all lined up. We have an embossed piece that also cut. And by the way, there's a little bit of black on that, and that's because I heat embossed those vellum pieces and cut them out. And now the heat embossing was stuck in my folder a little bit because I didn't clean it in between, but it's fine. It's gonna work out good. So we got these white flowers, but that's not the part that I actually wanted. I'm gonna take my Stamparatus and bring that back in. And I'm gonna make sure that my measurement is where I want it. And now that I know that this goes in my folder this way, I'm gonna line this up on the 1 on both sides, the 1-inch marker. I don't want to get right in the corner because if I do, sometimes it doesn't stamp right in the corner and I don't want to deal with that. So we can go this way. And then we can put our stamp right there so that it fits nice inside the die cut. And now we know that that's going to cut out perfectly next time. We don't have to do much to get it to go. And it moved, of course. Where's my magnet? Darn it, I don't know what I did with it. Here, I'll use this one. Hopefully it doesn't get near my computer. That would be ultra special. Ah, hang on. That's why you need the magnet. So you go back to the 1-inch mark. Put the magnet down. Now you're in place, okay? So you know that when you go back to the 1-inch mark with the new paper, that you'll be ready to stamp. So it's like using it like a template. And you can do this with any die cut, but it's cool that it cuts and embosses at the same time. So I'm gonna grab some Memento ink. And while I do that, and while we talk about this stuff, I wanna talk about that designer paper again. So right now, all I have on the table is black and white, and I do have some purple flowers, but we don't have to use those. I want to play with this Pattern Party specialty paper. So this one has Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Misty Moonlight, Pale Papaya, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, Whisper White, and of course black and white. So my question to you is, what color do we want to pair with black and white? Maybe, I don't know, Poppy Parade or, let's see, Poppy Parade or Pool Party. How about if you guys make the decision and then I'll go pull it. So we're gonna start with this, and while you guys do your thing, I'll do my thing. So I'm gonna stamp this and make sure that it's nice and even and clean and pretty. Oh, looks awesome, right? I'm gonna grab a block, and hopefully I can see your comments again. Jeez, this is driving me bonkers. My internet is not working that good. Pool party and Poppy Parade. So this is what we're picking from. And I'm gonna grab another block, and then I will see if I can find your comments again. This is driving me crazy. Never dull, never dull. Okay. Oh, look it, you guys are answering. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 poppies, 4 poppies, and then we've got 1, 2, 3. We get 3 pool parties and 4 poppies. So the poppies won by a hair. Okay. So let's grab the stamp set out. I bet you Poppy Parade will be pretty anyway. And for if you chose pool party, I understand. Let's see. So these flowers, the copy piece, it looks like they are stamped individually. So I grabbed a big block. Maybe I should have grabbed little ones. Let's see. I have little ones beside me. Doesn't everybody keep little blocks right beside them? Okay. So we'll load these on. Oh, not that little, huh? So I'm going up. This is a D block. And this flower fits on a C. And this flower fits on a C. So just the big one needs the D block. Okay. Good to know, good to know. And I do like the way that the new stamp sets go. Have you seen this? They stick to the inside of the case, and then you keep this firm piece of plastic to lay on top. Hey, Bri. I just heard thunder, and I banished my teenager outside to go for a walk. So I'm thinking that maybe he should go get her. I banished my teenager outside for a walk, and I just heard thunder. Maybe you should go get her.
They're over near the tent looking at the brick walkway with our name on it. So they're smart kids when they...
All right. You know, a mother's job is never done. All right. And always when you're live, right? So these are meant to just be really washy, and you can, there's a bunch of ways you can use them. But they do sort of line up, but not, you know, crazy, drastic. Oh, which way do we go? I'll go over there. Well, this one has a big honkin', I'll go this way. Sort of there, right? And then this one looks like it goes that way. So if I wanted to, when I was done, I could have laid this on top and then used the big block to pick them all up and then just stamp them at one time. But maybe you want like 3 different color flowers. Maybe you want pool party and poppy. But for now, we're good to go. I'm going to leave that be right there and bring my big shot back in. And I'll close this up because you know I was inviting trouble right there. Okay. So here we go, Mr. Big Shot, or cut and emboss, or whatever we're calling it this week. You know, it's not easy to remember things. Okay. So it's locked in. I'm gonna lay this against the line and take a look and just see if I'm close. In theory, because I lined it all up the same way, that if I get that in the line, I should be good to go. But we can make sure. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Hang on. It was so easy yesterday, and today, I don't know if it's because I'm live, it's just being tricky with me. Hang on. It's probably because I heard thunder. Okay, there we go. Now it's like, see, it's not moving now, finally. And I should, if I can get it on the line, I should be fine. But then you also have to worry about the left to right. So you probably still want to eyeball it a little bit and move it if you need to. See, I was over a little bit to the left, but it's a pretty close fit. And then the specialty plate, that's plate number 4 with the cut and emboss. But this specialty plate that came with Big Shot was still the same size, so I just grabbed the first one I found. But it's cool that you don't have to do it twice. And now it's cut out. And I did get a question from somebody last night if it leaves a line, and it really doesn't. There is a groove that it sits in there after it cuts, but no, it's intended to do this, which is pretty cool. I just have to pull your comments back up. Technology. All right, so what do you think about taking this embossing folder and using it by itself for a minute? So I got these flowers, and I have some white ones from the first cut, right? How about if we just use it regular, like old school, just like an embossing folder, so that we have a layer that's embossed on our card. Isn't that great? The new photopolymer, it really does a good job. I should have had the handle on the other side, but you know, my very first video, it's on YouTube. I showed how to make a cup from scratch, like a paper cup, and I didn't know that you could turn the video sideways, so I had a tripod set up on my table with my camera, and I mounted the tripod to make the cup. So I was like fumbling and dropping stuff, and you know. All right, so let's bring in our paper, and this is cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and you can see another piece of that black embossing that came off from these flowers, which I was playing with. Oh, look at how pretty that is. I'm gonna cut a piece of this down so that we can play. Let me grab my cutter. And what do you think? For this one, we'll go, how about 1.5 inches? I like that as a border. It's okay that it's thundering out. The kids will be fine. Oh my God. It's a different day we live in, huh? Back in the day, I would be outside and it wouldn't matter. Hey, Pam. Oh. Debbie Green. Well, I will be in Michigan this week. I am very excited about it, too. All right, we got... Let's pull in some adhesive. This is the Seal Plus. Ooh, we could use this side. I love that striped paper. Yeah, BK, go get them. All right, so we did Poppy. I wonder if I have any ribbon that would match. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Hang on one sec. Well, I have Real Red. I'm just gonna bring the ribbon bin with me because there's a lot of choices. I have Real Red. It kind of goes, but you can tell it's not Poppy. Hang on. Might have to be white because I don't think we make a Poppy ribbon right now. Or I could go with black. I think this might be on back order, so I apologize in advance, but I'm kind of digging the black. All right. So I attached just a 1.5 inch strip. So I cut it to 5 because our white piece is 5 1/4 by 4. And we can go here. Oh my, isn't that pretty? Scissors. I'm gonna have to trim that again, but nobody ties a good bow out of the gate. I tie a big bow and then I mess with it after. So I'll get it to where I want it. This ribbon is fantastic. It has like the little metal sides to it, so you can really manipulate it pretty easy. And you get your fingers in and pull, and then you hold the knot and pull back again until you get it where you want it. If you happen to see my online workshop for new people last month, someone asked me how to tie bows, and I did it 3 different ways. I did it with a bow maker. I did it by hand like that with loop, swoop, and pull, and then I did bunny ears because not everybody can do bow tying. Look how pretty that is. My goodness. All right, so I think we need a sentiment, and I'm digging these shapes. I'm gonna have to refresh the video again because I lost your comments once again, but these shapes come in the dies for the video, so I mean for the bundle, and it is the Art in Bloom bundle. So let's cut them out and see what fits. So for that, you need a different sandwich, right? We're gonna go back in, and I need my platform. I'm already getting buried on the table here. The platform, and then you need the white piece that comes with it, number 2. And you need 2 cutting pads. My cutting pads are totally loved. Every time you cut with them, they make a mark, and that's normal. The number 1 question I get. So I'll pull in another piece of white, and we'll just cut out and see what we got. I cut these scraps before we got on. Oh yeah, it's good and lightning out. Sorry, kids. Banish them to outside before the lightning storm. Some kind of mom. Oh, look at how cute that is. This looks like a little ticket. Like admit 1. And then this is a long piece. Let's see. I'm still not getting your comments. Coming back. I do much better when you guys tell me what to do, so hopefully I'll be able to see them. Those are your downfall. I can see that one. Yeah, you know what? I get it. All right, so you're a rare find. Never not loving you. Dear friend, thanks for making me happy. You know, you guys definitely make me happy. So let's use this one. And I know it's really long, but I got this big long block on my table, so we can just use that. Oh, I was gonna say we can use that and pick it up, but I guess not. I just want to make it straight. So the kids are back inside and they're not gonna get electrocuted. So I am a good parent. Here we go. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm a little bit crooked because of the way I put it on the block. That's why I wanted to do it the other way. So give me 1 second. I just want to make sure it's straight. Technology has been so funny here all day. My friend was doing a live and I tried to log into her, and after a while I just had to shut the computer off because it just wasn't working. It happens. Thanks for making me happy. Oh, yes you do. Isn't that pretty? Oh. So should I put it there or maybe up top? We're gonna have room for those flowers. But I mean, you could use these flowers on multiple cards. It doesn't all have to. Oh, this looks like the Red Hat Society with the purple and the. All right, I need dimensionals, and they're not in my bucket. Ugh. I've been designing all week because Harmony Hall called and they were like, "Hey, Celine, we have a hall rental for one day. Do you want it?" Because they just changed all the rules in Massachusetts and they opened completely back up. So he only had one day for the whole summer for an in-person event. So I said, okay, I'll take it. So I'm doing a retreat on the fly. And all of these gifts that I'm making and even the optional class that I'm releasing to them, I designed in lightning time. Usually I have about 6 months to plan them. Not this time. So, well, I like this. Maybe we'll go, like in front. Okay, hang on. So you guys know this trick, right? You just curl the paper and you make a mountain and then you make your molehills. Curl it all one way and then curl it the other way. And now you have like the hump in the middle. To hump. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I want to tuck it like in between the bow and that's where it's gonna go. So for this, I'm gonna use a glue dot. You know, I've done this for a really long time and it is a nice sentiment. This really defines how I feel about my friends and my customers and my colleagues that do Stampin' Up. Like, I have made so many friends over the years and I have such an appreciation for everybody. And I couldn't be happier. Oh, that's so cute. Oh. I think I want it to come up just a little higher though. Ugh. Tell it what to do. It's just paper. There it goes. I was cheering myself on there for a second. So this just needs to sit on a base and it'll be ready to go. I could probably put the other flowers on, but I kind of dig it the way that it is. So let's move on and make another card. I'm gonna need some more white here. Because I ran out of little pre-cut pieces that I made before. Let's go a little smaller. Let's go 5 by 3 3/4. So when I layer up on cards, I always just use like 1/4 inch or 8 inch measurements. So, and I alternate if I'm gonna make layers. Here, I'll make 2 of them. Because why not? We already have half the work done, right? And I love to go back to the basics for people who are new again. You know, you don't have to be brand new to be new again. What do I mean by that? Well, I have a friend who just started taking my online classes, I don't know, a couple months ago, and she hadn't stamped in years. So she was not new to card making, but she may have needed a little bit of a reminder on how to cut her paper. So the first layer I made here was 5 by 3 3/4. And then this one, I went up by 2 little measurements on the paper cutter. So I did 5 1/8, which is 2 lines over, by 3 7/8, which is, again, just 2 lines over. So it's in between the 4 and the 3 1/2. And one thing I love about this paper cutter is that it has marks every 1/4 inch so that you're not guessing. And if you go all the way to this line, this is 6 inches on the money. So if you're doing scrapbooking mini albums, it's a nice measurement. It's a great cutter for card makers. All right. So these are 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I know my table's black, but, and then this one a layer on top. And it came out a little fuzzy. Maybe I need a new blade. If you ever have fuzzy paper, that's what's going on. You probably need a new blade. And then we get this. Oh, isn't that cute? All right. So where's that sentiment? Here we go. We have some dots. And we have some stripes. Let's load those on the box. Let's do the stripes first. I only have one of these blocks. This one is an H. Somebody the other day said, I didn't know that those blocks had numbers on letters on the side. This one's giant. This is an I block. I don't need one that big, but I don't have another H in my bucket here. All right. Where did Poppy go? I bury everything. Darn it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So maybe we'll go with the dots for this one. And it's longer than my ink pad, so I can go this way, but you notice it's a little lighter in the middle. That's natural. It happens in classes because everybody goes towards the middle, so I always try to go towards the edge if I see that happening. I'm going to stamp, I guess. I want to stamp it this way, but I'm going to have to stamp twice if I do that, so I want to go, oops, somebody rocked. Naughty, naughty. That's okay. I have this thing. It's made by Tombow. You can get it on Amazon, or if you've taken a class with me, I can throw one in your bucket. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them, but it does make whoopses go away if you have an accident. I gave them away at my last retreat because they're just nice to have. I mean, you could put a paper there, but it's okay. So don't be like me. Don't rock your stamps. Don't rock the boat. I'm going to use this side. Oh, it's so pretty. I was going to say I'm going to use that side because I'm going to stick down the other side. So this will make it so that I don't accidentally stamp on the side that we're choosing. But now I don't know. Isn't that awful? All right, so I'll let you guys decide. Do you want the color side or do you want the black and white side when we finish? And I have to bring up that video again, darn it. And I don't know what this says, but it looks like it fits that little thing we already... No, it doesn't matter. I'm going to stamp right on the paper. And because it's photopolymer, it doesn't matter that my block is on there crooked. So this would probably be better on a D block because that's a C. But whatever. I'm just grabbing whatever I have. So you tell me now that you see that if we want to do, because I'm going to put a red flower on there, if we want to do the colored side or the black and white side. And while you do that, let's see. Color, 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 rainbow. Well, you guys have spoken. Color it is. Booyah. Oh, I love that the slant goes opposite the other slant. Isn't that funky? Oh, how cool are you guys? All right. Oop. Hey, I found my magnet. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. So I'm just flipping it over so I can see the other side and hopefully not cutting into my paper too bad. So if you do that, if you rip your thing up, you may accidentally pull your paper right off the roller if you don't pull straight up and back. Can you believe I'm doing this live? I have gumption, what can I say? So my adhesive got stuck, and it happens. But that's because I didn't use it the way, I've been using Fast Fuse this week just to use it up, and it came off my roller. Bad girl. But unlike Fast Fuse, I can do surgery on this. I have in the past anyway. And get it back on the roller. Let's see if I can do it. I don't know. Oh, shucks. I jinxed myself. I'm going to put it to the side because I'm excited. And when I relax a little bit, maybe it'll cooperate better with me. Hopefully I have enough ink in here, enough glue in here to finish the job. Ah, goodness. That's what happens when you're alive. And you know what? We're just crafters, so we can make stuff work. All right. This is when I like having a scratch paper underneath because then I can see my layers better, but pretty sure I cut a couple of card bases before I sat down, but now I'm not locating them. Imagine with this mess on my table. Okay, so as much as I love the poppy, now that we put all that color on there, I think I want to go this way. I don't know. No, maybe not. Okay. Dimensionals. Make it happen. Look at all that color. Oof. It's really thundering out there. Good. Now. All right. Hey, Robin. Refreshing the video so I can see what you're saying again. Gosh darn it. Have a wonderful time in Michigan. Oh, I'm so sad you can't be there, my dear. I like the 2. And usually I like 3 images or 3 things on a card. So let's have a go at doing this. And then wow, that's pretty too. I'm happy with this one. Thanks, guys. We always make cards like better when, like I always make cards better when you guys are here helping me. So there's that one. And then there's this one, and I just have to find the card bases I cut and stick them on there. But I can post these to the group. What do you say we do something with these purple ones? Let's pull in another piece of this. My table is an utter disaster. So we did 1.5 last time. Let's, let's go 2 inches. And then my paper was 3 1/4, so let's go, or 3 3/4, so let's go 3 1/2. So I'm just layering down a little bit. Maybe I didn't, it doesn't look right, but maybe it's fine. Oh, it is, it's fine. So there's that. I need tape runner. So now the purple definitely doesn't match, but that's okay. We can use this side. And we can always grab a blend. You could, you know, spotlight. I think we're designing a card class here. It's so pretty. Woo. All right, so let's flip those and dimensionals. And maybe we'll throw a little ribbon on there before we stick those, huh? So fast, my bows. Well, I do tie a lot of bows. Last night, I tied 24 times 3 on the bow maker because I have that class that I designed yesterday. It's a 6-card class for bingo. We play 6 rounds of bingo. And then we play heads or tails in between. So there's 12 prizes and however many people play. So it's a lot of fun. And I have 2 more spots at my live one-day retreat a week from Saturday, which is the 19th. And I'm getting ready for that and making pillow gifts. You know, it's funny because every time I bite the bullet and decide to print off the names for some of the pillow gifts, another person signs up, and then I'm like, I go through the same, should I wait until I'm completely full before I make the rest of the pillow gifts, or do I just make them as they come in and print a new one off on Whisper White? There we go, just to be done, you know. It's so funny. Oh, that's pretty. Now I just changed the card, I think. Well, I don't know. No, it's still pretty. Just needs... So we'll put that guy in first. Think we should try and fit a sentiment in here somewhere? Or no sentiment on this one? Sometimes you just need a card that doesn't have any words, you know? Or I have a lot of friends that will come to class and they'll put sentiments on later. Like they'll decide what they want it to say later and just put a banner. We could do that. We could use a banner. Where's the black I cut? Or did I use them both already? I don't know. Well, we'll have another go. Oh, thank you. That chapstick holder, I did a video on it here before I left, and it was probably the shortest Facebook Live I've ever done. It was 15 minutes from start to finish. I need another mat here, 5 1/8. You know what? I am so grateful for people, and I can't wait to hug all of you. And I'm sorry if you're not a hugger, but I apparently am now, and yeah, that's what I'm missing. I need lots, mucho hugs. Here we go. So this is that in color paper, and again, all I did was I stamped it with Memento ink, and then it didn't dry because it's a vellum. And I poured black embossing powder over it while it was wet, heat embossed it, and then I did the cut thing that I showed you in the beginning with that super cool folder that cuts and embosses at the same time. So, and I like this big thing, but I don't know if I want all of that on the card. Let's see what else we have for sentiments in this set. Is there anything? Dear friend, you're a rare find. How thin is that? Well, I want something kind of skinny. What if we go back to, I don't know. I think I want to cut this in half somehow, and but these are kind of too big. So see if I have anything else on the table. I have Noel on the table. That's not going to work. I'm already stamping Christmas cards. Can you imagine? All right, so give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a cleaner. And then we'll fly. So, you know, this is the wet side, the side that you spray. And I know that they have the chamois, and I do like using the chamois on my Stamparatus, but I'm old school. I like the little folder thing. And if I want to clean a whole stamp set, it's nice because I don't have to go back and spray more than once. I'm going to double check, now that I've cleaned this, that all the ink is gone. Because I just want the word thanks. So we're going to omit the rest of this phrase. I could have used a marker, but for the sake of time, I want to see. It might be too big even for that. All right, let's try this. So I'm going to take the sentiment and slice it right down the middle first. By the way, nobody cuts a straight line with their hand. It's physically impossible. So if you say, like, I could never do that, well, you're not alone. Most people can't. I can't. But I've already forgiven myself that this won't be straight. I am trying to get your comments back so that we can play together, because I have way more fun with the other people. And then I'm going to trim this down. And I'm going to add a little glue, because I don't want all that. And I'm going to tighten this up even more. No, I think it's good actually, yeah. And then I'm going to lay it in there. So I just took that big thing and made it a little smaller. But I want to see the stitching, so I want to wait for that to set up before I finish. So I'm going to let it sit. And we wait. Hey, comments. Anything from many messages? Oh, yeah. I need like 13 of those. I posted them, Cheryl, on the creative group over on Creating with Celine, and I'm pretty sure I posted it here on the business page too, but I'll tag you when I can find that post. So, how about right there? Oh, booyah. Let me see if I can, oh, you mean sentiments from before. You know what? I pitched them. I have so many scraps laying here in the studio that when I clean, I come through like Typhoon Mary. I clean and toss everything. Otherwise, I would get overwhelmed and then I get stuck in my own way. Anybody ever had that happen to them? Like right now, my studio's kind of a pit because I did all of that. I did all of that design work, and now I can't even find my butter box. Oh, there it is. So the butter box, we need some rhinestones on this bad boy. I want little ones though. Alexis was digging in here earlier this week. There they are. And take your pick. So pretty. I just want to sprinkle though. I think I want to go one there, and then I need a big one. These are mediums, a large, and of course you can't put 4 of anything. Odd numbers, right? So that's what that's gonna come back. And when I get the layer's on there. I was gonna say when I get the backing on there, but that'll sit probably. Although, wouldn't this be pretty on that in color base? Let's make a couple bases and take a look. So, this is the new Fresh Freesia, and I think I had some white bases, but they're gone. It's all about the base. And if I don't get those ink pads out of the way, you know what's going to happen to these cards. Happens to the best of them. So I'm going to score first at 4 1/4. Nope. Yeah. I was going to say, am I going the right way? And then I'm going to cut at 5 1/2. You can go either way on both. But when I'm taking a picture, I like if a card that's standing upright can stand like this so that I can take the picture. So yeah, hello. That's, wow, okay. Happy. And then, oh my goodness. Then there's this one, and I'm kind of looking at it wondering if white's gonna cut it. I think maybe for this one, we should make a black mat. So for this one, I'm gonna score at 5.5 and cut at 4 1/4. So that's because then when I go to stand it up, ooh, here, feel like you're on a roller coaster? Sorry about that. So there's this one. I think it would be better on black. So let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy smokes. It's funny when it starts to do its own thing, you know? Wow. These are great. So this is the Art in Bloom bundle, and it's the hybrid bundle. So you get you actually get the embossing folder and the dies all together in one package, and you can get 10% off the whole thing when you buy it together. And what did I do with the other card? Oh, I have this one. My table's a mess. Well, that's okay. Let's bring it back in and I'll say hello and read your comments. Hang on. Here we go. Whew, that was a lot. Oh my God, I love this one. Is that not pretty? Hang on. Oh, you know, and I really like the whole black and white and any splash of color. You can really do such a great job with it. Then there's this one, the black and white with the poppy. Yeah, wow. And I don't know where the other sample went. I buried it on the table somewhere. But that's what happens when you do lives. The table just explodes. And it was messy in here to start. But yeah, no, thank you so much. And if you guys ever have questions that you have for me, like Cheryl was asking about when it's good to use the Stamparatus over using regular blocks. Well, I like using Stamparatus for a couple of things. If you're the type of person that needs perfect placement, Stamparatus is for you. If you don't want to worry about having the right size stamp block and you don't mind changing it out every time you stamp, Stamparatus is for you. Although I have 2, so I actually have 4 plates, and I can, you know, set up and double and triple stamp if I am doing a swap. If I'm doing multiples, I use it a lot. And for die cut stamping, if you want to hit it exactly, like let's say you're making 20 swap cards or you're making 20 cards for Christmas in one batch, and you want to make sure that after you've die cut something, you can hit it exactly in the same place every time, that's the thing for you. So, yeah, so that answers that question. And we got to play with something that I thought was cool, that I didn't even know how things were going to come out. And oh my God. So thanks for being with me today. If you have any questions, please throw them at me, because I do a lot better when it comes from you first. So thanks, guys.